Hey, April. Hey, Jalea. Hey, hi, Connor, Peggy, Lisa, CYNT, See Me at the Beach, Mom the Mary, Mo the Mary, Old Woman, hi, See Me, hi, Tabby, Lonnie, Mary Kim, Tori, Amy, Lisa the Greatest, hi, Rochelle, JW, hello, Dana, Diane, SN, and who's that? Lena? Lena, you just changed your name, and how'd you get that font, Lena? That's weird. Wild Angel, Mandy, BRB Doll, Dana, Anne, Whisper to Me, hi, To Scooter, Marigold, hello. GB, where are you? I know. GB's really late. I was thinking the same thing. Aussie, Patty, Faye, Randy, Dana, White Tiger, Blues One. I don't even, isn't that bad that I don't even know who you're talking about? Manager of Three Monsters, hi. Shannon, how's your tooth doing, Manager of Three Monsters? Hi, Sharon. Hi, Ivy Lynn. Hi, Debbie, Loving Vapes. Hi, Brenda. Amy, hello. Hi, Laura. You uncode text converter? Oh, okay. Hi, Ethereal Goddess. Hi, Adrian. Lisa. Mommy, the volume is low. Okay. It's low? Really? Hold on. Hang on. It shouldn't be low. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? The volume seems like it's all the way. Let me check the back here. Is it better now or is it worse now? Sounds fine on your end. Oops, wait. Check your volume there, Ivy. Might be your volume. On my end, I'm going way into the yellow now. And that's not, when I go into the yellow, that means like I'm like over. It's much better? Now it's too loud, see? Can't please everyone. Okay. Much better. I guess for the one that's too loud, you could lower your volume. I don't know. So, okay. A bunch of you came in while I was trying to fix my volume, so I see you too. Hi, Hennessy. Hi, Joseph. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Rodka. Joe. It's a little low, but I usually wear headphones. Okay. But now it's not. Now it's too loud, right? Okay. I think Connor says I scare him because I don't know what the blues are that won. Isn't Connor the one that said that? So I probably scare him. Her. Sound is perfect. Okay, so the trial today. Wow, that was the stepsister the last person? Because that's the last person that I have. Was there anybody else after the stepsister? The blues. Okay, well, White Tiger, my daughter would know that because she's a huge hockey fan, but I'm not. I make no apologies. Just I'm not. Hi, sorry. Yep, she had me in tears, Pencella says. Hello all. Was there a video? Yes. There is a video, Teresa. It's on the same news channel, or there's the true crime and what is that? Law and crime channel? The stepsister saying, you know, made me want to scream. I thought it was damaging for the defense. You do. Why do you think that? What was your reason for that, Dana? Dana. Hi, Little Dove. Hi, Bridget C. Hi, Sarah A. I hate how the Jones family got to bury the child and keep the ashes. And Amber, yeah, I don't really understand that part of it, how they got the ashes. They didn't explain whether they got some of the ashes or what's going on. And I was like, she still doesn't have, but she still has the ashes. I don't get that, but the stepsister says she never knew her brother to abuse anyone or to yell. He didn't yell, he didn't swear, he didn't drink, he didn't smoke. But apparently he was yelling in his marital household, and he was abusive in his marital household. Okay, so let's see. Did you read Amber's response to us, Carolyn? Where? Which where? Where, Patty and Jack? Is it on the video? Just goes to show you the character of the Jones family. When push comes to shove, that's disgusting to disregard Amber in that way. With all due respect, Ivy Lynn says the family is toxic. They heard it. They are trying to save him. I sent it to your email. Let me check. Is it P good? I'm confused. Is it P good, Patty? I guess it is because you're asking me the same question. So let me see. So let me see here. I did see it. I didn't understand what I thought it was an email. Okay, hold on a second. I'm a little lost here. I am a little lost. How come I'm not seeing it anymore? How come I'm only seeing your message? Oh, wait. Here we go. I've got it now. Okay. Whew. All right. I didn't see this. You're right. I didn't see it. I saw what you sent. Very nice. Thank you for sharing that. And I will share it, but I think when the trial is over. Okay, what else was I doing in here? Hang on. Wait. Oh, Sophia. Sophia, I'm lost here. Okay. I'm confused. No, you didn't do a reply all. There's no way you can't do that when they're undisclosed. You're okay. I'm sleeping. I'm going to have to read this later. I don't really understand this. Did you send this now or before? If you got an email, it's because you sent something. Okay. I'm confused. All right. Okay, and Jeanette, yes, the sound has been... Okay, so let's go back to the trial. I'll look at emails, and I'll have to read them. I'm very behind on emails. Okay, so you guys have been in here talking, and Tim's family seem one-sided and not realistic that how Tim was. The stepmom said he never drank or smoked, and does the family know that it's not good to lie on the witness stand? Oh, that was Tim Jr., right? Some people call him Little Timmy. Some people call him Tim. What was the thing about the... Okay, let's go on. If Mommy's confused, we're done for. Yeah, No, I was just confused about... Is Sleeping Labradors here? Okay, so... I just have to get my... Hi, Maryville girl. Okay. What's today? 6/12? And we're here, 6/12. Okay, now I will tell you that the social worker... Wait, is today 6/13? Today's... Oh, now it's 6/13, but I'm losing my mind tonight, okay? I really am. Okay, so that social worker that was back on the stand from the... Tell you, I listened to a little bit of her, but it was... come on. So, yeah, how did he do good in school? But didn't he have lengthy absences? Well, they were medical... She said he had lengthy absences, and the... prosecutor said, well, they were medical, were they not? Oh, she said they were medical. That's what, okay. And then, so she said, but when he was goofing around, well, that's on him. Did he ever have bruises? And then she says, well, I talked to a substitute teacher. You talked to a substitute teacher? Yeah, but nobody other than the substitute told you anything? No. But the substitute said she saw bruising on Tim? Mm-hmm. Even though Tim Sr. vehemently denies ever physically disciplining his children and doesn't believe in that. Mm-hmm. And even though didn't Timmy, little Timmy, whatever you call him, deny it? Mm-hmm. And law enforcement was at the house many times. So are there any abuse reports on the kids? No? Mm-mm. Okay. So no DSS, no nothing? Mm-mm. Right? But she's, so he says no pattern of physical abuse at all in his home. No. And then he said, and then it's so funny when he goes, and then with his mommy issues, his abandonment, he accepted that she never left, right? That she's mentally ill. Didn't you say that he accepted it finally? And then that she can't, and she's so bad she can't leave her situation because of how sick she is. And she's like, no, that's not true. She can leave. And he's like, she couldn't come here. Oh, yeah, that's right. But she can go out, around where she is or something. And then let's see. And he said, well, the dad never belittled his mother. Tim Sr. never belittled Cindy, right? He never told little Tim that Cindy didn't love him, right? Well, they said she was crazy. Yeah, well, they meant it in that she's crazy, mentally ill. They weren't saying it, the way that what he did for his kids is what he's trying to say, okay? And then, are you aware of how Tim spoke to his children about their mother? And then she was just ridiculous. Yes, he tells you 2-year-old imagery, you know, looking, oh my gosh, my son, oh, let's see what I have here. Prior to the arrest, he never, oh, that's, okay, yes, this one. Not imagery. See, his imaginary friend. It looks like imagery. If you look at it fast, it looks like imagery. So he tells you his imaginary friend, but that he knew that he wasn't really, that the friend really wasn't there, but he did it and he intentionally kept it up. And then he says, but nobody ever heard about that imaginary friend, right? No one ever knew about it. And prior to his arrest, he never told anyone, right? And then when he was concerned that Mira had an imaginary friend and he was on the internet looking up schizophrenia, wow. Then when he gets arrested, he starts talking about an imaginary friend and how, you know, that could mean schizophrenia. So they're saying, yeah, he very, very well timed there, right? So what about this sexual assault by this 14-year-old neighbor? We don't know anybody that's heard that, right? So is he a reliable historian? And she says, well, sometimes you can't corroborate from other sources. Is he reliable? I don't know. I reported what he told me. And then they go into Dr. Haynes. The voice is just to do with jealousy of the jury. Oh, she said she didn't take that testimony because the jury already heard what she said. So you don't need any mention of it. And then he says, do you know what tripolar is? And she's like, I'd never heard of that. And he said, yeah, either did I. But he told Dr. Wood that he was had 3 personalities and it's called tripolar. Uh-oh. Zapper out? Who? What? We had already have Mr. Trolls McGee? Oh. At least he announced himself, you know? So then, let's see. I think I just... Oh, and then when they went into this whole Roberta thing, that she was assisting with her husband/father in some prostitution ring and racketeering. I then moved on because couldn't deal with that. That was like 3 days, 3 things with her is enough. 2 days. I don't think she has any credibility. Okay, so I just tell you that. We just sum it up like that. So Julie Jones takes the stand and she says she thinks they are the original Match.com couple. That would be funny if they were on a commercial after this, right? Can you imagine? I wonder what Match.com feels about them promoting that on the stand. You agree? Bella Mac? Okay. So, all right. So they're Match.com, and and this is this part. Okay, right here. What comes up here? I don't even know. Maybe I don't want to know what she's talking about here because it sounds a little sick. It sounds a little twisted. It sounds really bizarre. Timmy made a profile. Timmy made a profile on Match.com. So Timmy made a profile for his father on Match.com is what I'm imagining. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to little Timmy. Okay. You were talking to little Timmy how? Flirting with him? What was going on? She didn't know whether she was talking to little Timmy or Tim until she found out Tim can't type and can't text. So this was like really freaky for me. Oh no, I'm not saying anything against Match.com. Old woman, I'm saying, do you think Match.com would, wants to, I don't know, would like to hear about, I don't know. I'm not saying anything's wrong with Match.com. There is nothing wrong with it. I know plenty of people that have met and have very good relationships. I'm just saying. But did anybody hear the part that I'm talking about? You had a problem with her Joyous talk about Tim and Tim Jr. Okay. But did anybody hear the part where she was messaging with Tim Jr.? It was gross. If you ever need to vomit, please replay. You missed that. I understand it's not good publicity. Not the kind of advertising they would want, yes. They just don't want the connotation. Even if they had like a model marriage, I don't think they want it connected with the case, you know. But, hi Jennifer. Well, let's see what's going on to happen. I don't know for a fact what will happen, but I am waiting on the edge of my seat. Yes, it was Tim pretending to be his dad. Okay. And that was kind of weird, right? That was kind of gross, depending on what they were talking about. It was even kind of grosser that they eventually got together and she knows who was who now. And what was she talking about with him? That was weird, right? Okay. And then she said, well, and then Tim took so long to like type 2 words that he said, call me. And file suit for slander. And that was it. That was history. That was it. And I was trying to figure out how you prefer not to know Lynn Reynolds. She probably talks like that to everyone. We probably know what they were talking about. So Tim was like the Cyrano de Bergerac. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if Tim, like, was Tim Sr. right there? That's even scarier. Okay. So anyway, she was very pretty. She was very pretty when she met him. When they showed the picture, she was very pretty. Her kids were what? How old were they? I tried to figure it out, but then I didn't want to work my brain that hard at that point. She said, I think they got together when they were 2002, 2003. She had 3 children who are now 27, 25, and 23. Those are their ages now, right? 27, 25, and 23. So where are we? That's 15, 16. Well, depending on if it's, she doesn't know it's 2002, 2003. If we go with 2002, it's 17 years ago. Could be 16, depending on what part of the year it was. So 11 for one of them, what? 11, 9, and 7. So her kids were like 11, 9, and 7. And the daughter, Jacqueline, says at 9 she never had another father other than Tim Sr., right? And I hope not, Adrien. His face off, yeah. It cracks me up when the judge shuts the defense down. We'll get to Taylor in a minute. So she was working. She let Tim take care of the kids. And they make references to him being like Sheldon, which I imagine is from the Big Bang Theory, right? Okay. Then she says he has sarcasm about that. He asked her, come on, these kids are driving me crazy. When are you coming home? And she said, I have 2 more appointments. If it gets bad, just call the police. And then he called her later and said, I called the police. They're not going to do anything. When are you going to be home? I think it was her stepfather. No, it is her stepfather, but she calls him her father because she doesn't have any father figure. That's Jackie. We'll get to her in a minute. We're on Julie now. Mama Julie. I think Tim calls her Mama Julie. So she says, well, now this is crazy, okay? Do you know why their kids were acting up? Her kids were acting up? because he wanted to play with them. He wanted to play with them. And they didn't want anyone to do, they didn't want to do anything. You know, he liked to play with them. He liked to play. So you've got this guy that's what, like twice their age? No, not twice their age. At least 10 years older than them, right? He's 10 years older than them now, at least always. Come on, you don't want to play basketball? You don't want to play basketball with me? Please, come on, please play with me. How about Monopoly? How about Monopoly? You want Monopoly? Let's play Monopoly. No? Charades? No, come on, you got to play charades. I'm going to call your mother and tell her that you're being really bad. You know, they spent $18,000 on stocks, but kids had a piece of bread and grapes. Where was his family then? Oh, Tim spent. Okay, so at this time you'll get life in the courtroom. But then she became friends with little Tim. Well, after those conversations, I would assume they're on. But then she also had a parent role. I hope it's, what kind of role? Not role play, but okay. Anyway, when Mira was born, they bought all the stuff. They went to see them because they didn't really have any stuff, and they bought everything, blah, 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 blah. So they had, Big Tim is the one that calls her Mira Gracie. He likes Gracie. Okay. Sorry to hear you going back to the dentist again. You're having problems, Marianne. Hi, Angel Kelly. Then Elias was born, and then Nathan, and they're showing pictures in the hospital, and then Nathan was born in Tupelo, so they stopped on the way home. And, you know, they never met Amber's family, but this only meant that Julie got to take the mother role. Not only, what's the one for? What's going on with the one? What's up with this? Daniel? Okay, can you go somewhere else and troll, please? I don't know what the ones are for. Death. What's the ones for? I don't know. I'm lost. Oh, death penalty? Okay. I thought it was something that Daniel said. Okay, so anyway, when they're talking and showing pictures of Nathan, they showed the first family photo. They said that she was happy, you know, she got to do this stuff with Amber. She got to take a motherly role with her and a grandmotherly role with the kids. That her daughter Jackie was very good friends with Amber. And I noticed that Tim was not crying of pictures of like Nathan, but he was crying on pictures that he was in. Okay, hi Molly. So then they show a video of getting the kids the 3 bikes. And then they go to that day they find out the kids are missing. And Tim Sr. comes in and says, Julie's on the phone, I need the Bible. And she's like, what? You need the Bible? Yeah. And then she's like, uh-oh, something's wrong. And then she goes over to where he's on the call, and you know, it's bad when mommy boots you herself. So she says the phone rang at 11. He said, you have Timmy. This is what she heard, but we don't have the kids. And you know the rest of the story. It wasn't good. So then she starts talking about how Nathan, if you put a cup in front of him, he said cup of water. But if you put it on a saucer, he said cup of tea. And then she taught him how to say it in an English accent, cup of tea. And then now why, I don't know, she was telling like the people looking for him that he says this. which just was a little strange. Like, I don't know, it just seemed like it. And they never ended up ever seeing Elaine or Abigail. It's hard to believe people are actually like this. So now, she talked about the pictures and the wreaths and the memorial and Tim going in his office and crying all the time, and that he was going to commit suicide to join the kids, and he felt like he's losing everyone because they lost, lots of people, and that they have the children's ashes with the Disney hats and little craft items from the school, and they had them in Tim's office, but now they moved them to the living room. And Tim cries. Tim cries when she says, "I love Tim. He's my son. There's no step in it. Okay? Do you want him to be put to death?" "No, I want him to have mercy. He's smart. He's brilliant. He can teach people to do math." She starts talking about the kids, finding out the kids are not alive any longer, and then finding out her daughter is pregnant. And they want to move. They want to move to South Carolina to be closer to Tim and have him in their lives. Okay? They had 6 kids together. Exes, grandmothers, great-grandmothers. Lots of confusion. I don't know. Okay, and then the cross-examination, they talked about leaving the baby, back in the, back with Amber. That was Gabe at the time. And then they talked about Amber being pregnant, but Julie said at that time they didn't know who the grandchild was theirs. And so how long were they going to keep these children? Tim was working remotely, but then the people at Intel were getting mad because they thought Tim was kind of new. How should he get to work remotely when others were there longer? So he was going to have to go on the regular work schedule, and he's going to see if something would open up that he could work on remotely. But then there was a big fight. What was the big fight about? Oh, he was picking on his sister. He was picking on her? Yeah. Timmy wanted her to be the nanny. They were bickering, bantering. And then Tim Sr. said, "Stop this now." And so little Tim just packed up and moved away. And they never saw him. They never saw him again. Now, that's not what Tim Sr. says. Does Tim Sr. say that it happened when he disciplined the kids with physical discipline? So there's 2 different stories going on there. Okay? Then they said, "You were not aware of DSS going out to the house?" No. "We were going to go out for Thanksgiving." And then he's like, "When Thanksgiving?" "Well, Amber didn't want us to come." Amber? She went completely back, I don't know how many years. And so it was crazy. Jessica, it looks like they have the ashes, which I don't know why or how. Okay, so she does say the first time she saw Tim drinking alcohol, smoking at any time. I guess the last time that she saw him. Then they get Tyler Jones. Now, he's the half-brother, okay? Did anybody notice that Tyler, I didn't know what was going on with Tyler's hair? Not for anything, but I was thinking that, Dalia. I was like, did they split the ashes? That's what I thought. I mean, but I thought she would say that. Tyler, see, no. You're thinking of the other one, Ivy Lynn. The other one has the same hairline, Travis. Tyler is the one that has a lot of hair, and then there was like something going on, almost like John and Kate +8 Kate kind of thing going up on the back. And I'm like, well, what is that? I'm like, does he have a ponytail that is brought around and then put on the top of his head? What is going on there? That was kind of distracting, I will admit it. It was kind of like a man bun, Bridget, but it was not a man bun. And I have to admit, it was distracting me a little bit, because I was trying to think of what in the world his hair would look like if that was down. Yeah, it's a hipster top knot. Bella Mac, I thought that somebody from the defense said, like, this is not going to fly. We need you to look respectable. Look, we got you a suit. You put on the suit. We're going to take this hair and we're just going to... It didn't look like something that he would do. He usually has a male bun. Okay, Miss Quelly, okay. All right. All right, okay. Well, I'll tell you that it was distracting to me. Oh my gosh, Ivy Lynn. Oh, 3 boys. I'm going to get to the Ed, and Eddie. Do you guys remember that I told you my sister and I used to have names for people in one of our classes that we took when we went to get our real estate license, because we went back to do that a long time ago, together in the same class. And there were these guys that would always come in together, and they looked a little bit, goofy-ish, kind of nice guys, but just a little nerdy-ish kind of guys. And they always were staring. I told you, my sister got me in trouble with the one because the guy came up to me by the vending machines, and she was laughing behind me, and I totally lost it. I'm not, I could get like that. And I tried to I'm like, oh, please, I'm just thinking about something. It's not you at all. I'm thinking about something. Because all I could see was my sister and I would say, every time they walked in, okay, we were a lot younger then, Ed, and Eddie. Is that Ed, and Eddie? So we called them Ed, and Eddie. And so when the guy came around the vending machine, which distracted you too, I couldn't handle it. And my sister was behind me making all kinds of Ed, and Eddie things. So, yeah, when he said that, I was like, I lost it. But that's exactly what we called these 3 guys. And that's exactly the way that this brother described those 3 guys. And I'm like, your son loved Ed, and Eddie? Now Tim has spoiled that too? Oh, no, Amanda. It's like, no, it's Daryl, and my other brother, Daryl, right? Your son loved Ed, and Eddie. So we called those guys Ed, and Eddie that were in our class, and then okay, we'll get to him. So once I got past the hair, I probably never did. I was probably want to see it from the back. When Tim got locked up, he lost touch, and then he got out and got in touch. He's the son of Tim and Carolyn. And growing up, Tim was like a father figure to him in a sense. He learned from Tim. Tim guided him. He was always trying to tell him to do better and further his knowledge. He was 9 years older. Okay, they start showing some photos. And I even put here, I can't even tell what this is my notes, so you can't even see it, so it doesn't matter. It says, hair, ponytail on head. See, I put that down here so I would remember. And then he says something about skateboard over a recycling bin. And I said, oh, wow. So I took on skateboarding. So apparently this Tim doesn't look athletic sitting there. He doesn't look adventurous sitting where he is. He really, whether it's the medication or whatnot, doesn't look fit at all. Even though he claimed to be doing that, what was that intense workout that the kids do, PS 90 or something, whatever the heck it is, PS 80. Tim, I can't imagine Tim on a skateboard. And what was he doing? He was jumping over a recycling bin. And that made Travis, that explains his hair to yeah, well, he's a skater boy, but then Tim doesn't look like a skater boy, right? Or he P90X. Okay. So yeah. Now he just looks like really like, I don't know, unfit and pudgy. So the Tyler takes on skateboarding, and then like he liked architecture, so he told him to go to college, and he started crying at this time, Tyler, right? And he said, you know, I'm not the smartest person, right? Not the smartest person. Looking at the photos in the family, they asked him about Cynthia's visit. That's Tim's mother, right? He said, well, we were raised to be good boys. So he gave her a hug, but she was strange. And then I saw her talking in the air and fighting with the air. It was like hugging a ghost. And I recognize that in Tim. So, he got into Spice, this one, for about 2 years, okay? And he hurt himself, and he hurt his family. But he says this now. Now, I know how he meant this, but how this came out on the stand, but I'm glad we're all here now. What he meant to say is he hurt himself and he hurt his family, but I'm glad I'm still alive now. And, you know, that's what he meant to say. It just didn't come out right. It was very awkward, extremely awkward when he said that. This actually goes against brain injury argument. Your balance isn't good enough to skateboard with a serious brain injury. Ted Bundy was a great campaign worker, and he killed dozens. All good works are undone by killing 5 children. Right, Jamie? Okay, so he says that he tried so hard to get me. Let me see. Stop Buddy's mom. Oh, the whole family tried so hard to get him off this spice. This is Tyler. They tried so hard, but he stopped when a buddy's mom. Did anybody hear what the buddy's mom did? Because I wasn't rewinding it. He stopped when a buddy's mom did something. Died. What did the buddy's mom do? Commit suicide? What did the buddy's mom do? Had to be pretty bad. He stopped cold turkey like that. Did anybody hear what the buddy's mom did? She killed herself. Okay. That's not a guess, right, Mandy? Hello, cowgirl. Okay, so she killed herself, right? Killed herself? Okay, Delia. Okay. Then he said Tim called him up and told him that he's smoking marijuana and he's doing this thing. He found this spice. And then Tyler says that just sent chills down. Hi, Sunny Bunny. Chills down his spine, okay, because he had just gotten off this spice and he knew how bad it was. And so he told him to stop it because it was so bad. And then, were you supposed to move with him to the Caribbean? Yep. Supposed to move with him to the Caribbean. Really? To take care of the kids? Yeah. So you were in Illinois at this time? Yeah, we're going to take care of the kids. So now where are you? I'm in Mississippi. I went to be with my dad because my grandma called and she said, you've got to come and help your dad. So now, then he goes like this. So now I'm stuck in Mississippi. So for the last 3 years. Do you want him to be put to death? No, he does not. It's horrible. And then they start like, don't take another family member. Our family can't take it. My brother, I love him. I know he was super wrong. Okay? He was super wrong. But no questions from the prosecution. There was another break. The other son comes up. This is Travis. This is one that has the same hairline as little Tim. So he comes up there and he's like, I'm the half brother, but there's no halves. Okay? Okay. You're the son of Tim Jones and Carolyn? Yes, I am. Okay, so what was it like? He said, that Travis and Tyler are 11 months apart, and so he's always known Tim. At birthday parties, bounce houses, okay. When Tim was sent away in prison, did you see him? Yep. We went to see him, and he said, little brother, I never want to see you here. So he's, from that point, has tried to be the best man he can be because Tim had such an impact on him. And then when he was released, Tim was helping him get through the divorce from Tim and Carolyn's divorce there, right? So he looked to Tim as more like a father figure because his father had moved to Mississippi. And when there were hard times, Tim helped him. And after prison, they used to sit around and eat cereal and watch cartoons. And then that's when he talks about the Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Okay, so they had names for each other, and Tim was what? Tim was Double D? Okay. And then he just goes like this. You're not all these things anymore. I'm sorry, but... What do you say? I'm sorry you had to go through that. But this man sitting here, but the man that did these things is not the man sitting here today. So now, I have a problem with this testimony. Now, maybe he didn't word it correctly, okay? But if we were Bobby Bradying it, okay, here's what he said. He said, he's talking about how good when the Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and they were calling each other names, and it was really, really good, right? So then he says, you're not all there anymore, bro. You're not all there anymore, bro. Okay, so you're not all there. So that means sitting in the courtroom, Tim's not all there. Then he says, sorry you had to go through that. Okay. Man that did this is not the man that's sitting here. Okay. So he's not all there now. So what was the man that did this like? Because he's saying he's messed up now. Because I'm sorry to say this, bro, you're not all there. But, so if Tim is insane now, did I notice he mouthed, I love you? No, good, but you know what? I was listening more than watching. So he was either what? There was a result of drugs that he killed his children, and now he's insane? It didn't make sense to me. Okay. Then he said there was one time he couldn't calm down. He was so upset because his mother had a new boyfriend, okay? He was so upset. So who is he going to call? Tim. And he was so upset. And I was worried about this guy because this guy's like, I was unhinged. I was ready to go, I don't even know his exact words, but he made it sound like he was ready to maybe hurt someone pretty badly. So he got on the phone with Tim. And he can only describe it as a tidal wave that he wanted to do something. And then when he got off the phone with Tim, it was a no-wake zone. He was so calm And his brother could do this. He's the brother whisperer. He could do this. He could calm him down like that. And no one's been able to do that to him. Never that quickly. He did it in 30 minutes. He diffused this guy that was so pent up with energy, right? Okay. Thanks, no time. How you doing? So then, okay, I felt bad for the kid because when he got off the stand, he was really shaken up. He went right into Tim Sr., who was hugging him. Now, you look at Tim Sr., I'm surprised Tim Sr. is as affectionate as he is because, Tim Sr. was actively, you think that's the lie cry? He was hugging him like crazy. But supposedly little Tim, doesn't feel this love or know his father loved him. Well, didn't Tim Sr. hug little Tim the way he's hugging these kids? I'm surprised that they're not going to say, like, why didn't you ever hug me like that, Dad? Travis said, when we had finally gotten out, so Tim Sr. terrorized them too. Oh no, Cowgirl's saying this. So, but did you see him hugging? That kid, I don't think that was fake. He was like, you could hear him heaving in the back. Did he beat Carolyn? He beat up Carolyn regularly? I know he was a big drinker, right? And it was going to be volatile, right? When he brought home. Sounds like a case of like father, like son. But I don't think that little Tim was as affectionate as Big Tim is at least with those kids. Travis was asked a question and he said when we had finally gotten out. When Tim had gotten out of prison, wasn't that what it was? She called the cops many times. Yeah, they had fights and stuff. But he still, despite that, he looks like he has a hair trigger temper. I'm not going to lie. But he still looks like one of those that's a schmoozer. You know what I mean? And is with the hugs and stuff. I don't know. I just feel like it. Nope. Our girl says nope. Okay. Carolyn, you're right about Tim Sr. and the stepsons. I think those boys respect him, and Tim Jr. does not. I will go and rewatch it and get the line. Okay. All right. So anyway, yeah. So then he goes back there, and then they bring out Jackie. Okay. And she says she was really good friends with Amber, and that Tim Sr. is the only father figure she ever knew, and it's hard for her to be there because it hurts. Tim missed her wedding. He missed the birth of her first child. She's the only girl, so she's not used to just not putting her foot down and getting her way, and she can't hug him. I mean, I can't even touch him. She said people wanted to have a memorial service for the children. And Cowgirl, I think it's probably safer if somebody wants your email that you want to have it. Why don't you tell them to email me and I'll pass it along rather than just put it in a chat here where who knows who is going to get your email. Jacqueline made it all about her, in my opinion. I agree in some portions, Ashley. especially when stuff she said about her daughter, and that how Tim Sr., it would be weird if I said, would it be weird if I said to make murder more fun? Who's making murder more fun? So she said he missed the birth of her child. She's the only girl, can't hug him, can't touch him. Memorial, nobody was strong enough to do it, so she volunteered to do it. And then she picked the pictures, and she picked the wreath colors, and she organized the balloon release. And she starts to talk about how it's hard to be there with her daughter over there. And this I didn't understand either. She said, my daughter knows about Tim. Now, the daughter's only 4 years old, okay? She said, my daughter knows about Tim. Mommy said for you to email her and have her send it to me. Oh, yeah. Is it Ocean? Yeah. I think that's much better. Yeah, really. Safer. You don't want a bunch of, you don't know who could be watching. You never know. We already had someone come in here with the name Troll, okay? So you posted a video of your morning coffee on the patio. Just your morning coffee on the patio? Your morning coffee likes to sit on the patio for a drink? I'm sorry. I'm just being silly because probably I haven't had a lot of sleep in the last few days. Getting into the delirious stage. Sorry, chat, but I guess I meant that she made the trial more interesting for me. Who did, Mona? Who made it more interesting? Okay, so, all right. So anyway, she then says something like, my daughter, I don't want to leave her. It's so hard. What if something happens to her? Now, this kind of didn't make sense with what she was saying. I could see her saying this if the children were killed in an automobile accident or they were killed, I don't know, in some kind of random event. Her brother killed his children. She says she's so freaked about her daughter because what if something happens to her daughter? So, okay, so any mother could feel like that about their child, okay? But she's trying to equate it to what happened to the kids. It just wasn't a natural correlation because it would be more apt if, like I said, the kids got killed crossing the street or hit by a school bus, that she would freak out. What if my child gets hit by a school bus? But does she have another brother or a husband? Did she think her husband is going to kill her daughter? I don't know. It didn't make sense at all. So, yeah, it was irrelevant, right? So, yeah, that did, where are you going with that? And I could see if her thoughts were all over the place, but, oh, me. Okay, thanks, Mona. So, then she goes, I don't let my daughter out of the backyard or something. I won't go out of the backyard. Well, why? Tim's kids were killed in his backyard. Might as well say, for all intents and purposes, they were killed in their home. So what good is not going out of your backyard going to prevent something like what happened to those kids? The whole thing didn't make sense at all. Okay? And then she says something like, my daughter knows him as Uncle Tim, and she says, now I can see this, it's like a 4-year-old language. Instead of maybe like she meant to say, come back, Mommy, she said something like, make Timmy send you back, or something, make Timmy give you back. Make Uncle Tim give you back. So I think she's trying to say she's calling her, and she must have said, I've got to go see Uncle Tim and make Uncle Tim send you back or give you back. And that Timmy was very overprotective of her. She doesn't mention, right, that what her mother mentioned, that the whole reason Tim was gone was because her and Tim were fighting, but now they're so close, right? Nobody found that a little strange? I'm using you as Addie Soother. Oh, you're welcome, Jenna. So, nobody thought that was weird? How can her daughter know Tim? Right. Well, she was saying like she knows of him. That's what she was saying, because she didn't. I don't think she's brought the daughter to the prison, because she didn't even bring the daughter to South Carolina. So yeah, Bridget. Yeah, it's all very strange there. And when I get hung up on that stuff, I'm like, what is she talking about? So yeah. And meanwhile, Tim Sr. said the fight was over something else. The fight was over Tim physically disciplining the kids. She doesn't mention that Tim left because of a fight with her. Her mother does. So they're all have different stories for what's going on. Right? Okay. And then she says, okay, now this was scary too, okay? Her daughter loves Tim Sr. so much, okay? There is not a day that goes by that Tim and Julie do not see those children, does not see her daughter. In fact, they take her daughter and they kick her out of the house, meaning Jackie. They kick Jackie out of the house. Now, the reason being is because anxiety, that she said she has anxiety, that she can't get to her daughter fast enough before something happens. Okay? But they spend time with her, they kick her out of the house, and they make her take a break because of what happened to Tim. Now, again, they're making it sound like Tim was with those kids 24/7, had no help whatsoever, and this happened because he had some anxiety and he needed a break and he snapped. Hey, hi 69. But that's not the reason. Okay? Did he snap because he had anxiety of taking care of the kids? No. I freaking split pop everywhere when Stepmommy Dearest said she had 2 very important clients and had to see them. All I could think about is what we said about Great Granny. Yeah, when Tim was babysitting. Yep. Okay, so the client. I don't. Was she in real? Do we know what she did? Was she in real estate? I don't know. But anyway, so they're going to give her a break. So they make it sound like this woman is unstable, right? Okay, because I could see you saying to you, whatever, I don't have kids that have kids yet. Okay, I could see, oh, you need a break? I'll take care of the kids. Yeah. But if I truly thought that hi, Safe Robbie, that one of my children was on the verge of snapping if I didn't give them time away from their kid each day and I had to throw them out of the house, that would be a tremendous amount of pressure, and I'd kind of be worried, really pretty worried about that, because that's not at all the reason that Tim murdered his children. So that made absolutely no sense. Hi, Tinky. Hi, Robin. Just very, very odd, okay? Stuff like this I wasn't getting past. So then she loves her pawpaw, or pawpaw, whatever you call it. I don't know what you call them in the South. Is it pawpaw? Isn't it P-A-W, P-A-W? So it's pawpaw, but they're like pawpaw. I don't know. Anyway, so she loves to spend time with Tim. She's going to marry Tim Sr. or something like that. And then they start showing pictures in her dorm room, right? What'd you say? No, he did not kill them because he was strong, right? With Mira, and they actually have Gabe in the picture. And then she now, here we go. I'm blaming myself. Yeah, she took the kids to church and everything. Tim didn't worry about what church she was taking them to. She had more of a schedule with those kids when she was watching them than Tim did. Than she did with her daughter. And then she says, I think I failed them. Because I should have kept telling Tim that he could tell me that I would be here if he needed me for those kids. Like, that he was going to call someone and say, I don't want to bother her. No. Did she tell me that I could see? No. Maybe she doesn't want to take care of the kids. I better murder the kids instead. That's what she made it sound like. And they asked them all, like, did Tim know, when they crossed, did Tim know that he could leave the kids with you? Absolutely. The parents both, But now she's saying, did he know that he could leave the kids with me? Does she really think he murdered the kids because he didn't think he could leave the kids with her? Okay. So I don't know what that was about. And then, the whole, do you want to see him put to death? Okay, no, you can't do that to us, right? All of that. Please don't do that to us. We've been through enough. Okay. So was she the last person? Because that's the last person I have. Was there anybody else after her? Thing is, he did not answer their calls, right? I don't like how the wife said that Amber left the kids alone. Oh, yeah, right. She said, yeah, I did say that about the baby, but maybe I didn't make clear about that. I used to think I came from a dysfunctional family, and then I got to know the Jones family. Wildlife, that's just wrong. The family had no right to take that away from Amber. It was Amber's right, so Tim takes her kids away in life, and then the Jones family takes them away in death. The defense rests after her. After her, the defense rests. They aren't doing anything to the Jones. Tim's actions are what's done to his family. I know we won. Okay, so even if the jury gives him death, Tim will be on death row for many years in a single cell. Give him life without parole. Maybe the inmates' justice will prevail. Didn't Amber say that she would cry on her mother-in-law's shoulder at family get-togethers every... Yes. But no, it was actually Grandma, wasn't it? It was Grandma because it was Roberta. Because Roberta had the losses. That's what I took it at. Oh, you just said chicken and I got hungry. And then I read that they were squawking at your window. And then, no, that doesn't make me hungry. She thought Tim was only violent with her and the kids. Would not be exposed to any more violence if she left. His family is evil for acting like she abandoned them. Game night at the Jones house was not chutes and ladders. It was the blame game. Just like a speedy trial that is required, he should get a speedy death. There's a raccoon on my patio. They growl like crazy raccoons. You ever have 2 raccoons on your deck? They go crazy. It happened in Miami. The guy was on an overpass. It happened in Florida too, Mona. The guy was eating his neighbor's faces. Closing arguments. Okay, but they've got to have their victims' impact statements. That's going to take a while. Depending on how many people are doing it, are they going to have, unless they're not having anyone in the Jones family do it? Is Amber the only one that's going to do the victim's impact statement? I wonder. I'm kind of lost there, manager, because I didn't hear. Well, they've got to have their closing arguments. Who knows how long that'll take. I'm just trying to check something here. So yeah, I don't know about that, and I did put up a little update on the Doulos case. They did find DNA evidence and blood evidence on the kitchen faucet, and though I think I mentioned it, but then his attorney said, "Oh no, that's just because he was visiting there that Wednesday before she went missing." And what else did we have on that case? Now, I saw something. I just want to ask, who knows? My gosh, my AP Bio teacher used to do that all the time. That's how he came into every class. He used to always go over all the material that he did. I should do that here to see it. Who can tell me what was the name of Tim's brother? Okay, but no. Who knows about a connection between Jennifer Doulos and some fashion designers? What happened, Jeanette? None of you know? It's looking like she may be the niece of Liz Claiborne. I'm just going up the comments for a minute because I'm just trying to see what happened, Jeanette? I don't know if she's kidding or not. But anyway, yeah, nobody else has heard that. But I don't know. I'll tell you, it comes from some guy that got out of Otisville prison, the white collar prison. It's actually not too far from where I am, where Michael Cohen is, and that is the only place that I've seen it. They no doubt have a lot of money, okay? They no doubt. Your comments make no sense at the moment. What's going on? What are we doing and who's buying Depends? I'm so lost. I'm trying to keep up with the conversation, but I don't even know. I know that Jeanette said no time how to defend her. From what I don't know. Cowgirl's telling me something. Now I see it, Cowgirl. Mona says her messages make no sense. Yeah, right. Yes. You'll be back tomorrow morning. They quit early and breaks. I think the defense is hoping to throw a Hail Mary pass to try and win him. I think he's going to get life without parole. That's just the way I feel right now. No. And I got to check something. Oh, okay. There will be no impact statements. So that's it. I guess they just do their closing arguments. The jury will get instructions and they will get their verdict. They can't do an impact statement because it's not a judge decision, it's a jury decision. What's the Dominican? Who said something about the Dominican Republic? Is that you talking about the poisoning going on there? Where's your meal? No time stood up for you in the comment because I stood up for see me. Oh. Take a stand for something. What do they say? Take a stand for something or we all. Well, if you don't stand for something, I can't even think. I'm going into delirium now because I don't have a lot of sleep as it is, but I have had like zero sleep in the last couple of days. No, it's not zero. Don't worry about it. Somebody's texting me or there's something going on. J. Bells has landed. The eagle flies alone. Okay. So, too many dying in the Dominican. I see DP Dominican because somebody just said something about the Dominican Republic. I don't know. I'm going crazy. I think someone was trying to be funny and gave the clock a name. Maybe they should sell those clocks after because people got so used to seeing them. Maybe I don't know. Moths again on the door. Yeah, Jessica, right? I don't know why this would pop in my brain, but remember when Pedro said the Yankees, are you daddy? Are you talking about 90 Day Fiance? I have so much to catch up on. I've got like 4 episodes of The Handmaid's Tale. You used to live near Otisville, Charlene? Huh. I would say probably now just hear me out on this one. If that is like one of the biggest white collar crime prisons, I would think, and I'm not saying this, nor am I condoning this, nor am I telling anyone to do this, but that people that like to have relationships with prisoners, you would think they would focus their efforts right there, because there's a lot of, well, disbarred attorneys that will never practice law again, stockbrokers that will never be able to trade again. But I wonder if anybody does look at that. If they look at but maybe those guys, maybe they're in there for 2-3 years, educated, right? At least they're educated. They're not going to practice law again, but hey, I'm sure there's something that'll open up for them. You did see the name Hank on the clock. What was up with that? Someone tagged it? Where? On what? Where did they tag it? But you know what? There might be a lot of, they might be harder to get to, because you know why? They might, if, still have wives, because they might be only in there for 2-3 years. If they're only in there for 2-3 years, they might have girlfriends. It's not like someone that's has life without parole or is on death row. So there might be a lot of competition for that. I bet I just said this out of the blue. There's probably a site that tells you which prison has the, the cream of the crop of the prison husbands. I don't know. I was unaware that Otisville was the biggest federal white collar crime. I don't know. He made it sound, it was almost like a Goodfellas thing, like they were having a good time in there. So yeah, it's mostly white collar guys. Yeah, it's just stockbrokers, lawyers. Yeah. You're cutting up your 7th watermelon. You're good, Lisa. Jimmy and I still have our 2nd watermelon, and we go like this. What do you say? We eat it next week? Wait another week. We're terrible with this. We're terrible with watermelons. Even though I really like them, we're terrible with them. Is there a no-collar prison for Tim? Did you see the documentary of what, Tinky? I think once it goes to the jury, the verdict will come faster than the McNabb Bell verdict. You're self-taught on what? What, cowgirl? On reading lips? Was there a DNA test done on Bundy's daughter? I find it highly unlikely. Oh, that she got pregnant in prison? Maybe she was using the natural family planning and figuring out exactly when she was ovulating. I don't know. wanting to get the number. Oh, Jessica. Okay, is it the real Jessica Salas? Just because the last time, remember somebody pretended to be Jessica Salas? Will the real Jessica Salas please stand up? Can you email me, Jessica? If you're real. If you're a troll, don't bother. Hey, Norma. I get a lot of my kids that way. You get a lot of your kids what way, Jenna? Natural family planning? That's right, I remember. Yeah, remember? Somebody pretended to be her? You know, I thought about it the other night because there was something where I saw that. I said something like, well, that doesn't sound like so-and-so. They're acting really erratic. And I thought, you know, it could be somebody that stole their profile. You know, not made a new one. The new episode of The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, I know, Sheila. But I haven't. I'm only on episode 1, and then I wasn't allowed to talk about it. Salt on the watermelon? I'm not a salt person. I know. Oh, yeah, I like watermelon. I mean, it's just that you're not feeling the love? Have I said something wrong, Carolyn? No, you girl. You're not feeling the love? I'm sorry. There's nothing you've said wrong. I don't ever recall you ever saying anything wrong. Feel the love. Here. I'm sending you love like Foxy Bot. Move it with your hands. Touch it. Okay. I hope you can feel it now. You love watermelon? I've been wanting to research nutrition in watermelon. You go to the bathroom all night long? I wish I wasn't a salt person. So does my doctor. Hi, Casbot. Hey, Charlene. Hey, Bridget. Sharon? I don't even know. Where's Dylan? Where's Emil? I hope they're okay. I know they haven't been feeling well, either one. FoxyBot, she did write a book, but I think FoxyBot, you sent me an email. If you're listening, I haven't gotten to the emails. I'm really, really behind emails. Carolyn, Cowgirl Up. Get my email from Carolyn. Chili powder on watermelon? You go, girl. No one is answering me either. The chat's going fast. I see you, my full heart and hands. Cowgirl Up. I was young, along with my cousin. We rode horses bareback and guided with the mane. I've got a feeling the jury will do what Amber wants. Watermelon, arugula, feta salad. Well, you probably like that, Laura Kenny, because feta cheese is salty, right? Watermelon is sweet. Why salt and chili powder? Maybe it tastes nice. I don't know. I don't know either, Jeanette. I wanted to do the watermelon cake. Have you ever seen that, where they make the water, they cut it out like a cake, and then they frost it with whipped cream? And it looks like a cake. They actually do a layer cake with it. I think they cut it in circles and they put it in between. They put it on top. Mustard on watermelon? Me neither. I like to soak it in, what's that? Worcestershire sauce. Watermelon cake looks so good, doesn't it, manager? I wonder how. Cute, but I bet lots of water. Yeah. Okay, let me see if Jessica has emailed me. Hold on. I can't move my mouse until I... My email is really going very slowly today. I don't even understand what is going on here. Where is the Jessica Salas still in the chat? Is it the real Jessica Salas? Somebody else wanted to tell their story. Who was it? Is she here? Deb BC Survivor, is she here? Oh boy. FoxyBot, I think, sent me an email that's like 22 pages long, which I wouldn't expect that. I expect FoxyBot to be very concise. But no, it's nicely, paragraphs and everything. Good. I like that, Foxy. I'm not overwhelmed. If you have paragraphs and spaces, I'm good. Totally good. This is some good reading, Foxy. I will probably try to read this maybe tonight as I'm going to bed instead of the book I'm reading. But if not, I'll read it tomorrow. But thank you. Really, it's very nicely spaced. If it was all jumbled together, it would give me severe anxiety. And then I would say, like, how did you write a book then either? But no, very nicely spaced. Thank you. I'm not overwhelmed at all with that email, even though the length of it. You put some nice emoticons in there. And you call me nice names in there. So I like that. All right, I will take a look at that tomorrow, just so you know that I'm not ignoring it. And still nothing from Jessica. Watermelon. Jessica said that it is really her and she'd like to email you her story to share tomorrow. Oh, okay. She can do that. I wonder. No, her email is it's not discombobulated. It's very nicely written. Believe me, I could tell you that I've gotten some emails that are severe anxiety sets in when I look at them. Your cat just came in drenched. Why? What do you mean she came in drenched? From the rain? You let her out in the rain? Hey, Cinnamon Hot Hot. Who is the troll? Nobody. Somebody pretended to be this one girl, Jessica, a while ago. So I just said that. Yeah. One is probably me on sleepy nights. No, it's not, Bridget. Definitely not. No. This is more than sleepy nights. I'm going to try what you guys said. Yellow on the skin. Brown stem. What is that for? For what? Yellow on the skin. Brown stem. Tap and listen for it to be thick. Yellow on the skin. I'll have to look for the brown stem. I could tell you, Sharon, but then I might not be back tomorrow night. You just got the killer across the table? I have it too, across the table from you, Sheila. Do you know they have the shipping container guy in here, Ted? And I know, who was it, the one that just emailed me and asked me to take care of Ted? Melinda? think it's Melinda. Pia Pill? Who's Pia Pill? Stinky? Who's Stinky? Happy birthday, Tinky. It's a story about your sister? Okay, Jessica. Are you feeling loved now, you go girl? I don't know who's... I don't know. Somebody just said Stinky something, have a good night or something. It was what it was, Margot. Deb, did you want to come on and talk? You wanted to talk the other night. Did you want to come on and talk tonight? Hi, Team Phoenix. If I ever read any of... boy, I mean, his name isn't ringing a bell, Mona. But whose brother-in-law? Jessica, whose brother-in-law? I thought it was Dr. Phil. You thought what was Dr. Phil, Anna? The author of this book? Your brother-in-law and his girlfriend. It's not my brother-in-law. I thought that's what you meant. I'm like, that's not my brother-in-law. It's my cousin. And I asked, Jimmy was working with him all day today. They were gone from like 7 in the morning, and Jimmy didn't get home till 11 o'clock. So I didn't get the scoop yet. But I'll find out. Remind me to have it for you tomorrow. I'll find out. He must have got a lot of scoops. The first cousin, right? I'm moving tomorrow, but couldn't help checking in with you all. Well, thank you, my full heart and hands. Did Deb answer me? And I don't know. I've got to ask you guys something. Someone was here the other night. She was flipping out. I saw in the chat, and I couldn't because I think it was the night I was with FoxyBot, and she was having me choke myself and stuff, and I couldn't pay attention. I'm not sure if it was then, but I know whatever it was, I couldn't pay attention. But I saw the woman was saying, "Oh my gosh, Carolyn's gonna flip out. I found them, and is she gonna want the boy and the girl? And I hope she can get them." And I swear to you, it was about the squirrels. And so I looked in the emails, and I have nothing. Does anybody remember that? You have to tell a story. I'm a nurse in an acute care. Guy came into me, got bit by his farm cat. His arm was swelled up like a huge zucchini, waiting to then get a rabies test. This guy is really sick. Sick, right? Is that the end of the story? Good night, my full heart and hands. Is that the end of the story, Lisa, or are you going to call in and tell us that? Oh, Deb answered me no time? Okay. Could you please... I'll look up your email. I'll just send it right to your old email. I hope I will. Let me see if I... Oh, here you go. Okay. Okay. So, Deb, I sent you that. And, okay. What is she typing? To type back an email. Old woman, are you going to bed? Why would I? Oh, Linda, you didn't see me choking myself? Foxy Bot told me to. You counted in and you can have your first pick on room. You're counted in. Oh, Ocean Girl is counted in. Okay, I'm lost. I was talking to her also. Yes, it was about squirrels. I gave her your email. I can't remember the name. It's on the tip of your tongue. So it was about squirrels, right, Bridget? And I can't find any emails, so I don't know what happened or who it was. Mommy, did you see the Hank post it? No. Where was it? In the courtroom somebody put it there? You're racking your brain to remember? Hey, J Bells. You just got in. Do you have jet lag? Or maybe you never even got it, right? Hi, Deb.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. I can't remember her name.
Turtle Girl.
She was talking about
Turtle
the other
Girl.
night when I wanted to call. I could really relate to her about her husband
Turtle Girl.
had, what's her name?
Turtle Girl?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the violent, sudden death like that would be so unexpected. And I could relate to sudden deaths of loved ones. She was having such a hard time actually wrapping her head around it. My heart went out to her, just like my dad died suddenly. My dad died very suddenly. I was only 25 at the time, and I'm going to be 60 soon. And it was hard. It's very hard. These sudden, unexpected deaths. My grandmother, she died of cancer. I lost a lot of people in my life. The most recent was my oldest brother in March of 2015. Him and I were both battling cancer at the same time in the fall of 2013. His was colon, mine was breast. And I know that he wanted to live. He fought hard to live. He wanted to thrive, right? And he died suddenly alone in his apartment. He was there for probably around 9 days on his own, dead on the kitchen floor. Neighbors, of course, could notice an odor, and police were called. The day that he was, I'm probably going to go over the map here. The day that he was found, I was in surgery, some more surgery, and that night I found out that he was found by Vancouver police and that he died alone, and it was sudden, and it rocked my world like that. The pain that she was feeling, I could feel. It's the first sibling to go. It affected me deeply. I still am affected by it. And I went back to see my plastic surgeon and told him that at the same time I was under anesthetic that the police found my brother dead. He turned chalk white, and he told me that I had sobbed under anesthetic, that somehow I sobbed under anesthetic. And to this day, I kind of believe maybe there was some sign that I knew maybe he was gone. If that makes any sense, I maybe some connection somehow.
Yeah, right. That can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
I just acceptance is so hard. I know Turtle Girl was having a really, really hard time after so long. My mother, when she passed, and there's a lot involved there. I mean, she had COPD, and we expected it. She's been gone. Oh, I was 42 at the time that she passed, and even though we had a lot of time to discuss it and talk about it, and her and I, it was still a shock. It's a shock to the system. And when I said, like I think I put into the chat, that it takes the first 2 years. Like a lot of people think it's the first year after someone passes, that it's the first birthday, it's the first Christmas, it's these first.
Mm-hmm.
But my doctor said it's not so. It's the first 2 years that are just really hard, and that took me probably 2.5 years to start finding a new normal without her. I was lost. Even though it was an expected death, I dipped into very deep depression.
Mm-hmm.
Had to work hard on pulling myself out of it. With the cancer diagnosis in the fall of 2013, everything else went by the wayside. That's the only. Here I'm going to go. I'm going to venture off somewhere else. The only thing that became important in my life at that point was my daughters and my grandchildren. That was my focus. It was like I was swept into this tunnel, and it didn't matter, and nothing else mattered at that point. I was very scared. I was very lost. I guess I'm going to go into my own stuff. Oh, crap. Cancer changed everything in my life. Absolutely everything in my life. I opted for double mastectomy. This was only 5 years ago, so I was 55. My grandmother had it, my mother had it, and yet I was diagnosed with triple negative, which means it wasn't hereditary. It had nothing to do with hormones. It was like I learned a lot about breast cancer, and I went through the double mastectomy. I went through very aggressive chemotherapy. I went through 25 radiation therapies, and what it did was leave me disabled. Prior to that, I was a very active girl. I went to the gym. I would take my dog walking for an hour at a time. I loved life to the fullest. That changed me. I had many surgeries after the fact. I'm still probably due for a few more, but I've made the decision not to have any more because the last one was very, very hard on my body. I live alone. I hid a lot of the depression, the anxiety, the visits to the doctors from my daughters. They're 39 and 35 now.
Right. Yes.
My world became very small, really, really small. I pushed friends away. After my brother died, I isolated.
Okay. I'm just going to say one thing. I'm just going to go on mute because I'm going to try to say what you say so Cowgirl Up can hear it by reading my lips.
Okay.
So I'm just going to be.
Am I way off the vein here? I don't know why this is coming up.
What?
Is it okay to discuss this?
Oh, absolutely. But she can't hear it, so I have to say what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to go on mute. That's all I'm telling you. So I'm still going to be here,
Oh,
But
I've seen you do it. Yeah, that's okay, Carolyn.
okay.
First of all, I just want to say that I love this. This I love. I went back a couple days ago and watched some of your beginner your beginner videos when you started talking on the CW. How shy and nervous you were, and I'm just really proud of who you are. And I think I sent that back in the email. It's been really nice to get to know your heart. You're so genuine, Carolyn. I wish we were next door neighbors because I think there's more to you than, and you revealed a little bit of that at the lake. And I think you're probably a really fun person to go shopping with. Like, I would love that. I just adore you. I just love what you've done, and you've joined this group, and I'm so glad to be part of it. I honestly am. And okay, back to cancer. For women on here that maybe have not had a mammogram in a number of years, please do, right? Please do. Tricia, I love you. I went 8 years without a mammogram. I found this lump accidentally by having to hoist myself into a truck that was quite high up. And I used my right arm to reach into this truck, and I developed sore muscles in the pectoral muscle on my right breast. And one day I just put my hand up there because it was really sore, and I found this 1-inch lump. And I went, okay, I need to go get checked. Now, again, the day of diagnosis, I very fortunate in a small town, Campbell River, Vancouver, I was living at the time. The young girl took the test. She did the ultrasound. And I said, you know, I think I was 52 maybe, or God, how old was I? I was 5 years, 55. I said, can you ask the radiologist to come and talk to me? I'm really sick and tired of waiting for doctors. And he walked in, this tall, very nice man, tall. And he said to me, you have a malignant breast cancer that is very deep, has attached itself to your chest wall. I immediately went into denial, and we started talking. I don't know if I thought I was a doctor, but all of a sudden we were talking about someone else. And I said, okay, what's the next move? Blah, 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 blah. It took me 3 stops of breaking down in the hospital to get outside to my truck. And fortunately, people came to me at that point and did this thing. I wanted to come back to Abbotsford, where I've lived for a long time in BC, for my treatment because they had a brand new cancer clinic. I was in an abusive relationship at the time. Yes, I can relate to many abusive relationships. This was someone that I had found. He was my first love. After 4 years, he found me and we reconnected, but it was angry. It was abusive. The surgeon kept me in the hospital for an extra night because I told her about the abuse at home. It was verbal. It wasn't physical. Argumentative, anger out of the blue from nowhere. I'm probably someone that can relate to a lot of things in life. I think everything that's ugly that could happen to a person has happened to me. But I managed to get myself out of that situation. I came home from the double mastectomy after 2 days. He picked an argument with me. I had bandages all across the front of myself, and I'm like, I can't argue with you. I can't. Please stop. I can't argue with you. And I had to phone friends, and I had been packing the place to leave him at before surgery, and I got myself out of there, and I got myself here with the help of my daughters that allowed a dog into an apartment here where I live now. I've been here over 5.5 years. All my treatment happened at cancer clinic that was just built. I did it in denial. After each thing was finished, after chemo was finished, I broke down. After radiation was finished, I broke down. I was still in denial about this whole thing. I was affected by the chemo and the radiation. The radiation destroyed my spine. It destroyed, doctor wants me to have a hip replacement, and I'm so scared to go into any more surgery. It depleted my energy. I can no longer walk my dog 1 hour at a time. I can't stand long. I can't sit long. Um, there's just pain from a root nerve being a root nerve has been caught by a disc that failed because of the radiation. So like when I listen to Turtle Girl, I'm like, she's so far away from acceptance, and I know that, and I know what grief is like. I know that grief all too well from my father, my mother. The hardest hit was my sibling, that we were fighting cancer at the same time, and the coroner said that it was cancer related without doing an autopsy, which I don't believe. But so everything that's happened in the last 5 years were things that seem to come from a rug being pulled out from underneath me. Like I went through chemo and radiation, going, yeah, I'm going to get back. I'm going to get my life back, and I'm going to go to work. My girls are gone. Like any extra money I can earn is going to be mine, and I'm not able to return to work. This is where I want to really. I worked. I went to the gym. I walked my dog. I danced. I went to church and could stand up the whole time during worship. I can't do those things anymore. It limited my life, and I worked really hard on acceptance. I had to work on acceptance. I had to every day. There was a point probably 3 years ago where I wanted out of this world. I held a handful of pills in my hand for an hour before I phoned a friend. And I said, this is what I'm doing. And I'm done. I can't accept this. And it was heart wrenching. And I had to think of my girls. Since cancer diagnosis, I've got 2 more extra grandchildren that I absolutely adore, that make me laugh, and somehow I find the energy for them. I'm like, I'm not easy to surprise, and my girls are. One daughter's 39, the other's 35, and they planned this 60th birthday surprise for me, which does my heart really good, because I know that they're respecting and they care, and they're beautiful women. But I had to accept the loss of my mom, the loss of my brother, the loss of the life I knew. I had to work at accepting this new normal, which isn't normal. I do live alone. I struggle. I don't want to get into a lot of stuff because I'm not looking for self-pity. It gets really hard, and I just keep going. I just lean on faith. I just lean on being up for my grandkids. I loved your channel in the beginning was so sarcastic, and your humor, off the wall humor. I got it, because I'm a sarcastic humor type person too. I mean, when I went in for a double mastectomy, I sat up on the table and I said, okay, just so we're all on the same page, I'm here for liposuction on my stomach, right? I made the whole room laugh. Life's too short to, if I could put into a little box for Turtle Girl, and she could open it and instantly be healed from her pain, I would do that. And grief is a journey, and for some it's shorter, and for some it's longer. But my heart was really touched by her. Foxy Bot, I would like to have half her attitude on life. 60's scaring the heck out of me, like, whoa, like majorly. No. Yeah, I'm very lucky to have my grandchildren. They kept me going. Teresa, thank you. I can be at the lowest point, and my youngest one is 3. Her name is Mia. Elijah is 6, and those are the two that came along after my cancer diagnosis, and they brighten my day. Like Grandma finds all this energy for them, and then Grandma is down for 2 or 3 days with low energy. Um, I don't know. I'm just really glad I stumbled across this your blog, and the people here are absolutely amazing. I was I can get out of myself really easy, and I was so proud of Amber, so very proud of Amber and how she handled herself just recently. Um, I don't know. I'm like you. I believe in God. I love your little thing with the lake. You got a lot of answers there. Um, we've all been hurt by friends. I had a friend of 32 years that had some very horrible things to say to me a year ago. And I'm like, okay, until she apologizes to me, and she's not one to apologize, I have to let her go. And that hurt. I've since made new friends in my apartment block, and um, I feel sorry for her that she can't own her what she had to say. And it was, I've lost a lot of friends since the cancer diagnosis. There's this weird phenomena where everyone started reaching out to my daughters, my friends on Facebook, um, but have turned their back on me. And I am involved in a group of, I support this group for women that are just being diagnosed. And there's a lot of old timers in there too where this has happened to them. And I don't know what it is. Maybe people don't know what to say, or um, very, very difficult. A lot of changes in my life just because of the cancer. And then losing my brother amongst it threw me for a loop. So I'm just one for, um, no matter what life hands us, we got to keep going. And I knew that was my greatest lesson on the day of diagnosis, because it didn't matter that I couldn't make it from payday to payday. It didn't matter that I had a hard time paying my bills. The only thing that mattered were my daughters and my 3 living grandchildren at the time. I had to fight for them. Um, yes, there's been many losses. Turtle Girl, if you're on here, it's the violence, the violent of the death and the suddenness. Um, that's what he chose. And when they're suicidal, when anyone's really seriously suicidal, there's nothing we can do. They will, they will fall. They will go through with that. I'm sorry for your loss. I really am, and I hope that you can find some peace, um, and lay it. I know you're looking for someone that can relate to the violence of it all. Probably that's what I got out of what you were saying. And I tried to pull back a little bit in my mind, going, maybe it's the suddenness of it, the unexpectedness of it. And in truth, life, that happens. We lose people suddenly, unexpectedly, and those are the hardest deaths to deal with. Um, we're all fallible. I know I'm not going to be here forever. I'm trying to build a legacy for my grandkids and my daughters. My daughters and I are having deeper, more wonderful conversations recently than we've ever had. That does my heart really good. Um, so I don't know. I knew I was going to go on a little bit of a tangent because it's not the night that Trisha was talking. I respect all of you. I come in and I might go on too much and blurb, and then other days I'm just quiet. Carolyn means a lot to me. When she touched on, hurt from friends, I understood that, and I just loved that everybody jumped on board and just supported her. Um, the way she started, very shy in her kitchen with little Christmas things on the counter, and not sure where this was going to who you are today, Carolyn. Amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. You're a wonderful human being. And when you let us in, like you let us in with your sarcasm to begin with, your off the wall humor, I'm kind of missing those looks. Who you are. You showed it through many people that I'm not going to mention because I know that there's been upset there. But you keep on going. I just think you're the greatest, and I wish we were neighbors because we just hang out, and I think there's more to you that you're not quite revealing yet. I bet you got I know you have a keen sense of humor. You got there's a deep part to you. There's that sarcasm part to you. But I bet you're a hoot and shopping. I don't know if this has caught me off guard tonight, but no matter what, we keep on going. We keep the faith. I'm still here. Not perfect. My body doesn't look like it used to. I can't do the things I used to do. I don't have half the energy I used to have, but I'm still here. And just bless you all. Let's just keep going, right? No matter what.
Yeah, that's very good advice, Deb, and I admire you for all you've been through and that you do keep going, right? You know.
Yeah, and I'm one of these with an anxiety disorder, so the last thing I needed was all of this, right?
Right. Yep. Yeah.
But we keep going no matter what. The prime example that I saw was Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Amber, and then to hear about miscarriages and the stillborn just made me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Love you guys.
Love you too, and best of health to you and everything good.
Thank you.
Love you too. Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Bye,
Bye.
Carolyn.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, 69. I wasn't on mute. I was trying to at least paraphrase or what Deb was saying so Cowgirl could hear me. So I wasn't going to do it over her because then you'd really be confused. So I have to put myself on mute. But I'm not as good as the people on TV. It would be funny to see what translation Cowgirl got from that. It's like a game of telephone. Yeah. I don't know what you got from that, Cowgirl. I tried. Oh, nothing. Priscilla, no. What's wrong? No. Why is something wrong? I think I remember it was Youper Girl. Well, I'll search my email for that. I don't know. Where has she been? She's probably thinking like, that's the last time I'm going in there. I found her the darn squirrels and she didn't even answer me. Youper Girl. Between you and the chat, I think I got most of it. Okay. Thanks to Scooter. Oh, I think I'm getting mixed up as I came in late. Oh, okay. I already wrote, but this room is full of women who should set up breast buddies, someone that reminds them to do their monthly breast exam. Thank you, Deb. It was heartbreaking. Teacher Stone, who was crying. Oh, Miss Joy. Oh, here's something that'll make you smile. On the Facebook page for the news that does the video on the trial, it said that some lady did exactly what I said, and it's weird because I don't go on Facebook to watch it, and the only reason I did was someday, and it had the tab open because I always keep a lot of tabs open. I went into the tab, and it was right there in the comment on the side. It said, I went into Publix and I found Miss Joy, and I gave her the biggest hug ever. And she said, I told her if there's anything I could do for her or something. So see, I told you people were going to find Miss Joy. And I see there's something on my floor behind me. What is that? Piece of paper towel or something? What is that? How come it looks so much bigger in this? Oh, it's my cursor. Is it? How come my cursor won't move? My cursor is stuck there. You see that? I thought it was on my floor. There is a little something on my floor, but my cursor won't move. I have no idea why. Okay. I thought it was a reflection. You're due for your yearly Karen McCann. It's my cursor. Something on the fake kitchen floor, yeah. You should get a puppy. It will make you feel better. Well, yeah, for the most part, right? It'll also make you feel. You're so past due, Denise, Gigi. Puppies are a lot of work. Yeah, maybe get a dog that's housebroken. Oh, Grand Aunt Schmida. It all depends on the history, but I think it's 40. Yes, a housebroken puppy. The animal shelters, pets would love a home. I meant to say, try hitting your escape button to see if that releases my cursor. No, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on because my mouse has batteries. I don't know what is going on with it. So I'm not even going to be, okay, I'm going to be on all night because I'm not going to be able to end the live. I can't end it. How am I going to end it? I have no mouse. What happened? I'm going to take the batteries out and try to put it back in. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck here all night long. Yes. You would like that on that time. Now what happened? Now let me see. No, my cursor's still not moving. Jimmy's exhausted. I told you he's been doing manual labor with my cousin. I didn't even get the putting up stuff. Now, hold on a minute. No, it still won't move. You don't want, yeah. People will still watch. She can't get the cursor. She's on all night. How is that working? What do you do? How do you get your mouse working? Sheila, please repeat for me. What? What did I miss? There's new 3D mammogram machines? Can you just stay all night? Put in the new battery. Well, I just thought I did that. Hang on. Gotta get. turn the mouse over. I turned it off. It's off now. It's completely off now. Okay. And then what am I doing? Unplug the mouse thing and plug it back in. You would ask me to do that, right? And Jimmy just moved my mouse thing because it wasn't, I'm going to look in the back. Now I'm probably going to disconnect everything here. It's not going to be good. I've got to reach behind here. I don't know which one it is. Which one do you think it is? Hold on. What's this one? That's my mic. I don't want to, if you don't hear me, then I disconnected the mic. This one can go. That can't be it. Let's see now. Maybe that was the one. I don't know, but it's not going to move, right? What do you do if your mouse... Hold on. I don't know if it was on. Is it moving now? Wait, is it moving? No, it's not moving. Go to the control panel and check the mouse settings. How do I go? Okay, but how do I, okay. How do I navigate? Oh, just go down like this? Okay. I'm lost without a mouse. How do I get in the little box? How do I get into the little box? My chair is making noise too. Why is my, I have to have Jimmy tighten this and oil this chair. It's horrible. Where the heck is my box? Okay, hold on. That's not working, right? No, it's not. Well, how did my mouse stop working? The box on the bottom that you type in. I can't get in there to type something. Control Alt Delete one time. Yeah, I have that. That's the task manager. But how am I going to WD-40? I know, isn't it terrible? Listen to it. It's like horrible. But change the batteries. No, it did not. It didn't work. I mean, hold on. I'm going to do the battery again. Hang on. Say your prayers. Did it move? Where is it? No, it didn't move. It's right here. Here. Right there. No, right there. It's on me, I know. It's not working. It didn't work. Do tab next. Okay. It looks like it's getting, no, it's getting me so close to that box, but it won't let me get into the box. You know what, maybe, hold on a minute. Let me see, if I shut Zoom and reopen, no, but it's probably not gonna let me open it. How could this has never happened? Wire us? Raccoons are growling. Oh, see, they told you they growl, Lisa. Oh no, maybe it wasn't you that I told you. Just put my hands up to my neck. I wonder what I should do. I wonder what I should do. Can somebody look it up on their computer that works? I do have a rollerball. What do I do? Is it good to have a rollerball? I do have one. Is it working? I mean a wheel, not a ball. I see you're okay. Video, audio is on. I'm glad that you see I'm okay, but I'm not really okay. I'm here right for you're here right for my entertainment. Hold the Windows key. Okay, hold on. What is it? I'm holding the Windows key. Yeah. Then hold on. I did the battery already. It didn't work. Press X. Okay. Hold the Windows key. Press X. Okay, you see what came up there. What is that? Do you see it on your thing? Okay, and then what am I doing? Oh, thank you, Mona. What? Oh, I'm going down here to control panel. Where is it? Do you see it? What am I going to? Computer management? You might have a lint buildup. I don't think so. Let me see. Am I going to computer management? Control panel. You see it. Do you see here by the cat? There's nothing. It says power options, event viewer system, device manager, right? Device manager. Okay, something's coming up over here. Hang on. Uh-oh, now how am I going to get on this? I can't get on this thing. Do the same thing? Will it control X? No. It didn't bring me on that thing. I have something that's device manager, but I have no way to click on it. Tab? Oh wait, I got it. Hold on. Okay, computer, mice, and other pointing devices. It just says okay. Mice and other pointing devices. General. And it just goes okay. That's all it tells me. All right, let me try that. I already have the task manager open because I keep it open because of this stupid Google. But now how do I get back down on the bottom? Yeah, I have another mouse handy. Hold on. Uh-oh, what happened? Did your screen go black? Is your screen black? Hold on. I'm still here if you can hear me. I don't know. Hold on a minute. I'm going to try one other thing before. Hold on. I'm going to be right back. Watch out. This might work. I don't know. Let me see. I think it might work. Hold on. I might be back. Hang on. Now I've had an adrenaline rush and I don't know. Okay, hang on. Please mount. No, it's still not working. Why is it not working? Didn't you even hear that sound? I was so hopeful. Hang on. All right, let me see. Why won't you work? Hang on. Are you still here? Are you still here? Okay. I don't know what happened. I'm going to take it out again. The little thing for the mouse. And I put it in a different port. And you hear it? So you're like, oh, okay, everything's working. But it's not. The cursor is stuck. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm back, yeah. I'm taking the battery out again now. You see me, Robbie? I'm right here. There's no lint built up. It moved? No, it moved. Oh, no, it didn't move. I know what happened. It just because I took the battery out. It moved. Oh, wow, look at that. It moved. We got it. I feel very accomplished now. Okay. It's back. It's back. I couldn't tell you what exactly I did. I just took the stupid battery out again and put the thing in and back in and out again. So that was scary. You have never said a bad thing in here? I hope not. No. Am I drinking tonight? No. No. It's just probably sleep deprivation, Robbie. Oh, and you know what I did today? I didn't have any coffee today. Jay Bells was telling me the answer is in tea. So the minute I got up at, and then I got up 6 in the morning today. Yeah, I've been going since 6 in the morning. Got up at 6 in the morning today and went downstairs before I got the kids up. So then I made tea, and I've been drinking tea all day. So I've been drinking Earl Grey with lavender, and then, but I'll tell you, well, I'm sure it has to do with me getting way less sleep than I normally do. That I was like dragging. I'm like, is that the tea, or do I need a cup of coffee? But I didn't do it. I didn't make the coffee. And I kept making another cup of tea. Did it make the day different? Bridget, I tell you about, what time was it? You can't even believe. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I started feeling like I just have to lay down for like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And I did. I laid down. It's like I said, the kids will be home. You're never going to believe. I thought the bus driver was going to kill me today. I thought I was going to die. And I don't mean in a bad. I don't think that he was mad at me. I thought he lost control of the bus, and I thought he was going to kill me today, because you have to drive to the end of the street or walk to the end of the street to get the bus. And I looked at the time, and my kids freak if I'm not there. Okay, they freak out. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. Even if I run in my Nikes, I'm not making it. So I go flying down with my car. And the bus will always back in, and it makes this, it's huge. It's a big bus. It makes this huge noise. And he went right off the side of he went off the side. And I'm thinking, wow, that's weird for him. Was he drinking? I don't know. And then I'm like, wow, but he's like, keeps coming back, and then he goes up, and then he comes back. And I'm like, does he not see me here? Right? Because like, I'm really getting scared now. So I'm backing up down the street, and I was freaking out. You're on your 15th Pepsi? Oh boy. So then I'm waiting there, and he goes like this to me. Like, drive the car right up to the side of the bus. And this is never protocol when the kids are getting off the bus. So I'm like, what happened, right? Are my kids collapsed in there? Like after the kid that fainted yesterday? I didn't know. So he goes to me, your kids aren't on the bus. I'm like, what do you mean they're not on the bus? And he's like, think Luke had nature club. And I'm like, oh my gosh, nature club, right? So now I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? So that means that I have to go to the school and pick them up at 5:30 and then get them. So, there's so many unexpected things. And I was like, I could have slept a little bit, but I didn't. And then I said, I better go have some more tea. And I did. And I've been going ever since. And then Jimmy walks through the door at 11. He's like, I'm exhausted. I'm going right to bed. It's been a long day, 7 to 11 straight through. I'm like, oh my gosh. Then he got lost coming home. Don't even ask me. They're doing this toll booth. It's really easy. They ripped the toll booths out of the thruway. And I don't know. I said to my daughter, you need to find out, because they have to be having major accidents here. Remember I told you that whole toll booth thing? Forgetting my mouse back. Thank you, Valeria. And my son and I almost got killed going down. Well, Jimmy kind of didn't really believe me. And then then he calls me up and he's like, remember I told you where I was? He was like, you know where I am now? I'm in the same freaking location, but on a back road somewhere. The GPS sent him the wrong way. I don't know what it was. And so it took him like 4 hours to get home where it shouldn't have. And yeah, it was just crazy. It was a crazy day, crazy night. And yesterday was crazy. So I'm going to get off here in a few minutes and try to go to bed, but get some PG tips. Tea bags? What are PG tips? PG tips? Carolyn, do you have a way? Oh, Jenna, there's PayPal. Now you want a cup of tea? I do too, Angela Kelly. And then I was doing what Jay Bell said, and I was putting milk in it, and then I was putting some half and half, and then I was putting some honey. You should try tea tomorrow. Matcha tea? Yeah, I've done matcha tea. Tea tolls can be treacherous. No, but Laura, it's just crazy. I don't know how they're not having mass casualties. You have no idea. They just ripped the toll booths out of the off the thruway, okay? Because now if you don't have Easy Pass, it's tolls by mail. I don't know where you are, but there are no more toll collectors, okay? In New York, no more. So I'm surprised somebody hasn't screamed that those jobs went somewhere. Like, I used to get such flack from my friend because I only go to self-checkout. When stores that have self-checkout, I only go to self-checkout. She screams at me that I'm taking jobs away from people. I'm like, when there's one freaking register open, right? I'm taking jobs away from people? Okay. But the toll booths, not the Verrazano, they're getting rid of everything. If it's not done now, it's on its way out. Believe me. I know firsthand. But when I went down from, those of you that have been around for a while, when my daughter got that CPR award, I told you we almost were killed the whole way going into New Jersey. And that's where the toll booths, it looked like the apocalypse, okay? You'd yell at me? You'd yell at me too? You don't use the self-checkout? Okay, sorry. The toll booths, they just literally looked like, I don't even know what they did with them. Like, you think they would have taken them for an artifact in some museum or something. You remember that, Lisa H? They just took the freaking toll booths and left the one on the end and the one on the end defunct, okay? And it just dumps you into this thing where you're just like, what? And cars are flying down because you either have to get on the thruway towards New York City, or you have to get on the thruway towards Albany, and you're just sitting there. And I said to my son, people are going to get killed here because you don't know where you are. Like, you're so used to going through the toll booth and then merging on over to go to the city. And I was like, what the heck? You don't have toll booths in Michigan? Ever? Okay. So I just remember being so freaked out. And it was like with that time I got stuck in the traffic circle. I hate that traffic freaking circle. I really thought I was going to be dead that night. I was going to get out of the car. It's embarrassing to say to somebody, I was going to get out of the car and just leave it there. And whatever happened. I was getting out of the car and I was running from there. You don't have them either? You got lost in Albany? Thank you. Thank you for being here, honey. I mean, thank you, Chickadee. Thank you. So I was freaked. And Jimmy was like, yeah, he's probably thinking, yeah, you're great. You probably just had a freak out moment. There's nothing wrong with it. So you should have heard him tonight. And I'm like, see, I told you, people are going to get killed there. It's crazy. It's just like, and then on the way back, he said, they just reroute you. And that's what they did to us. They're like, they have these huge lights on at night that make it like daylight because they're working on the roads and you can't see, you're like blinded. And they bring you up somewhere else and you're there. Now, I knew where we were, but I don't know if Jimmy knew that part as well as I do because there's like outlet stores there and stuff. I don't know where he was. But then he started going on a back road, whatever back road, he was going around circles. And he wasn't any farther after an hour of traveling than he was before. Song, I got lost in opening. But I don't know how people are not getting killed like that. It just doesn't seem, it seems like they'd say, wow, we should have thought better before we took those toll booths out, and we should have had like lanes and markers that marked the lane. There were no lanes. Just imagine yourself coming off an interstate and being dumped into the mouth of something that has no lanes, no signs, no lines on the road. Oh, it's crazy. Sound like a great day? I was freaked. That was the start of going down in New Jersey. And then down in New Jersey, it was just nuts. And I used to live there, so it needs to be more organized. They have no plan, and it's been that way. When did I go down for my daughter? It was like, when was it? January? January. How could it be that long ago? I wasn't doing lives in January. Was it February? It wasn't March. Maybe it was January. Wow. No, it was January. The year is flying. Yeah, it was January, and I was freaking out. I thought we were going to die. I kept saying to myself, we're going to die. And I do say that. We're going to die. Right? Yeah, I know. That's when I thought I was going to die. It was much better on the way back, but then we got the weird reroute on the way back. And my daughter gets mad because she got me an Easy Pass, and it is loaded, and I don't know where it is. I'm sure I'll find it. I mean, but I don't know where it is. I mastered the art of storytelling. I don't know. It's a discombobulated ramble is what I've mastered. No time. But it was nuts. I would like those. Don't you think people would like those toll booths somewhere? Because they remind you of the Godfather scene, right? When Sonny got shot and they shot up the toll booths. The community gift exchange. I did that once in a blogging. I forget how we did it in a blogging community, and I forget who organized it. It was in the Collective Bias blogging. It's actually where I teach a blogging class too, so it's one of the big blogging networks. And how they arranged it, I guess the people in there, and they gave you a name, and you bought, we did an ornament that time, ornament for the one person, and that one person bought an ornament for you. And somehow someone behind the scenes fixed all the names and stuff and the addresses, and that's how the bloggers did it. I don't know. Your house and the estate you live on was designed in the 60s. You think he was stoned when he was designing it? Oh my gosh. But I don't know. What happened, cowgirl? Sounds like Chevy Chase stuck. Oh, the roundabout. Yeah, look. You've got it right every time. But I usually have my daughter in the car. I was alone and I freaked out. And I always say that. Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament. Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament. Rat race time? I love the rats, Casbot. Rat race. Casbot, you talk on the bus. I'm surprised. My daughter won't talk on the bus. If you ever call my daughter and she's on the bus, it's like, I'm on the bus. I can't talk. I can't talk. She goes nuts. And she always thinks people are listening to her. Like, yes, she has a government job, but not everybody's listening to you all the time. You should, if she ever says something about work and she's on a street, just imagine that someone's listening. I can't say who. I'll just say it. No, I don't want, I'll just say his name. No. She does that all the time. I may have 3 different emails. Okay, Jenna. I lost Carolyn's email. Can you give it to me, please? Cupcake? Do I know your Cupcake? My mom yells when she's talking about... No, but my daughter is loud on the phone. That's not what it is. She just has this thing that she's going to like leak out some very important information. I hate roundabouts. I hate them. I don't know why people think they're easier. I actually get a panic attack, but there's this one that's the worst I've ever seen. Because you get in it and you don't know where you're going. And that's the one I almost jumped out of the car. I don't know how I didn't get killed that night. Pretty something, or she's just extra anxious, Jessica, which I think might be the thing. I'm like, who is going to know who you're talking about? You don't have to say their name. Just say his initials. No, somebody could be listening. And she won't talk on the bus, though. Not even about work. She just won't talk on the bus. Being lost, well, kicks my anxiety into overdrive. I know, right? It's, you don't know. Do you want to hear? I'll tell you a funny story and then we'll go. You have no idea. This is going to make me sound really pathetic, but I will tell you. Last summer, Jimmy said, let's go down because, okay, you need a truck up here, okay? So Jimmy's truck, the engine died. He says it's because I drove it without oil. But it really wasn't that, because for number one, he should have been checking the oil, but number two, it wasn't. It drove for a long time after that, like a year or so, okay? But he just says that, and then he says I shouldn't blame her. Anyway, so I said, well, that's it. Because the truck he had was so big, I said, well, why don't you just get a small truck? Because you don't even use it. Like, you just use it. Now we don't even really need it because you needed it because we didn't have a garbage man. You had to bring the garbage to the transfer station. It's crazy. And maybe to bring home something every once in a while. So I said, just get something. You know, we don't need something crazy. So we found a truck, and it was down somewhere in New Jersey. So he says, and these guys were landscapers, but this was not a work truck. And they lived in this really nice, I don't know what part of New Jersey we were in. Now, I was in my van with the kids, and he was taking this truck. So we look at everything looks good. Everything looks good. We drove it to this store or whatever. All right. We pay for the thing. He finds out there was something going on with the brake light. Now, it was an easy fix, but it was night. It was late at night, okay? And the one thing I get scared of is if I'm in a place where I don't know and I'm following you, and I'm close to New York City, I'm scared to death that I'm going to get to the wrong way and it's going to be like Lincoln Tunnel, straight ahead. And I am going to freak out, okay? If I know where I am, it's one thing. If I don't know where I am, I'm going to freak. Okay? So he says to me, you've got to follow, and you've got to follow fast because I don't want to get pulled over. So he jimmied up some things so that, he had the brake lights on. I don't even know what the heck he did, okay? So he goes, and I mean it, you have to drive fast. We're driving fast, okay? So I'm like, okay. And then there were a bunch of toll booths to go in at that time. And then I lost sight of him. I lost sight of him like right outside of New York City, okay? Where the cars are like 10 lanes coming at me. And I swear to you, you don't even know how, like, I said to my sister, Luke is like, he's so calm because he knows me, right? Because I'm freaking. Ethan is asleep and I'm freaking. We're going to die. I'm not joking. I'm not proud. We're going to die. Your father just left us. I don't know where we are. I am literally crying. And Luke is going, Mom, calm down, Mom. It's okay. We're not dying. We're not going to die. Mom, we're not going to die. He's so good. Like if he would freak in an emergency, I'd be gone. I would be gone, okay? Because I am literally crying and I'm screaming, we're going to die. Your father left us. We're dying. What is wrong with him? Luke, get him on the phone. And then when I'm getting him on the phone, now he's just aggravated because he thinks I'm not following him. So now instead of listening to what I'm saying, okay, he's just going, why didn't you follow me? I can't believe it. And I'm saying, be quiet and listen to me. I don't know where I am. We're going to die. I was freaked out of my mind. I didn't know what exit I was taking. You know when you're going so close to an exit and you're like, no, that's not ours. No. And then he goes, take that one. And you'd veer off at the last minute. That's what it was like. And Ethan is sleeping. Nothing is waking Ethan. I'm screaming. Luke's calming me down. And I'm just thinking, poor Luke is just going to, like, what stories is he going to have later in his life with his wife or something? Yeah, I remember. Don't worry, my mom went through this a lot. She thought she was going to die a lot. She got home. And now my computer just went. But so I was freaked, right? And I will fix that for a second so you see that I didn't die in the house. But he's very good. He's very good in an emergency, and he doesn't freak out. Ethan, I think, would have freaked more because you know what Ethan does while you're driving? I'll tell you what he does. I think he has some anxiety. He goes like this. What's the gas? What is the gas on? Is that half a tank? Don't you think you should stop for gas? No, I think you should stop for gas. He's been doing that since he's been about 5. So it's nutty. And I just had a heart attack almost because I didn't remember that I think the dog is under the table somewhere. I hope it's the dog. I usually know when the dog is sitting with me, but if it's not the dog, there's probably like a raccoon or something that's in the house over there. If you heard that rustling around, I'm really hoping it's the dog. But yeah, it was scary, and I don't like not knowing where we're going, and I don't know if anybody is He really wasn't, Lisa, he wasn't traumatized. That's the thing. He wasn't traumatized. He was just like, oh my gosh. Oh, here she goes again. But then as soon as I get where I know, once I see a sign that I know, see, I didn't know any of this place. The first time I see Mawa, then I go, oh, Mawa, okay. And I'm completely a different person. But I just don't know, when I don't know where I am, I freak. And that's all because of my daughter going to graduate school in Newark, New Jersey, and getting lost in Newark and almost getting killed. So otherwise I used to say, like, well, what's the difference? You get in town. I used to have dreams of getting into the city or on a bridge, and I don't know what I'm doing. But he was good. Luke was very good because I was a basket case. You hit a raccoon, you were traumatized? I've gotten like that, Sheila. Yeah, I felt really, really bad. I hit a baby deer. How bad can you be? A baby deer with the spots on it, the little white spots. That messed me up for days. It messed me up for days. I never ran out of gas, Cowgirl Up. He's paranoid about it. I'm telling you. I think you need to get gas. He'd be in a car seat telling me I need to stop and get gas. Your time in Europe at driving, you called it sightseeing through the moonlight. Oh my gosh. My mom is buried in the cemetery in Mawa, and so is my dad. And my grandfather and my sister, I climbed over the stone wall in the snow when it was closed to see them. Oh wow, Mona. Mona, so you were in Allendale or Upper Saddle River? Your doggie was hit? Oh yeah, I know. The UPS driver or something hit and killed my sister's cat, I think, when we were kids. Allendale. Oh, okay. So I was, USR, and yeah, we still had our home there for a while. I wonder if you know the people I know in Allendale. I wonder, wouldn't it be funny if you graduated in the class that I graduated in? But then you would know it because you see me. I can't see you. Right behind the high school. Huh. Were you okay? Cowgirl, what happened to Cowgirl? You hit a moose once? Oh my gosh. A moose? I wish we could have a nice breakfast before bed like now. I don't recognize you, Carolyn, but you just look familiar. I'm a little psychic. I don't really like to talk about it. Oh. Did you, was Mrs. Healthfan a teacher there when you went there? Was Mr. Harold there? Mr. Gibson? See if she remembers any of those. If she does, then I'll know. Mr. Haskell? Let's see if she remembers them. Do you remember Crestwood? Crestwood Lake? You were an art student? You remember your art teacher. She used to draw art from a Machu Picchu. Do you remember her? I wasn't an art student. I was in the science. I don't even... Isn't it scary? Because I don't even remember art in high school because I wasn't in art in high school. Okay, let's do this one. Did you take typing in high school? Did you have Mr. Nasser? You had a bald eagle. Oh, he only lost a few feathers. Okay. Whew. Somebody once around here caught a picture of an eagle flying down right in front of a truck with a fish in its mouth, and then it dropped the fish to get out of the way of the truck, and the person caught it for the newspaper. The eagle was fine, but you hit a giant red kangaroo. Oh my gosh, that must be like, dear, I can't imagine hitting a kangaroo. Where's Mona? Mona, did you have Mr. Nasser? Semi. Say it to yourself. The weird thing is, I went to 12 different schools in 6 or 7 different locations. Oh, really? So you didn't graduate from there? You didn't go all 4 years there? How could you go through? The girl you might know said you had Journey. The girl you might know said you had Journey at your school? Journey the band? You remember Mr. Nasser? Typing, Mona. Typing. Remember? Remember him? Semi, say it as you type. Over and over, and you lived in Long Island, and then you went to New Jersey, and then 4 times to Miami, and it goes on, and it was never ending? Okay. What's with Journey? Do you remember Mr. DeVink? You remember Christopher DeVink? He went on to work with Mr. Rogers. He wrote some books, too. He sent me some books later on. He autographed them. I wrote an article about him. I wish I knew. Did you take a lot of English there? I know almost all the English teachers. You take the time to rescue dogs running around loose on the road? In Miami, I lived in Sunnyland area. I lived in North Miami. Well, I didn't live there. My parents bought a second condominium. They bought a condominium there because we went there on vacation and they loved it. And so they bought that. And so when I was it sounds like my life, when I was in 5th and 6th and 7th grade, we would spend like half the year down there. The funny thing, okay, let me tell you about that period. Okay. Let me tell you about that period. We should have a mommy con. I know it well. You lived in Grove for years? I had to get the game and fishery guys to make the poor eagle was scared crapless. I saw somebody, cowgirl, there. The eagle got stuck in the grill and it looked like it was dead. It was on Facebook or something, and then they came out and it flew away. You know, Jessica, I was going to go to CrimeCon, okay? And my daughter said, I'll go with you. And I was like, okay. And then this was back in early on, like February, somebody told me about it. And then I don't know what happened. I said to my daughter, like, oh, I have to get on a plane then. Okay, well, whatever. And then I called and they're like, everything was sold out, like the hotels and stuff. And then she's like, we can get an Airbnb. And I'm like, in New Orleans? So I think I'll go the next time it goes somewhere. I wish it would go to New York or something, yeah, but not. It was in New Orleans, Lisa. But it's all over. I think it's going to be in Colorado. You had no idea that existed? I got in trouble because I said Crime-a-con. No, it's not Crime-a-con, okay? It's not Crime-a-con. It's Crime-con. Do I know Cookie Con? Cookie Con? Cookie Coin? Who is that? I do not. Yeah, I was going to ask, Maui Chickadee, what happened to the Maui? I didn't know that was you. I was like, who is this? This is not Maui. What happened? Why'd you lose the Maui? You think it's going to be in Florida next? I would like, if it came to Albany or Saratoga, I would surely go. Yeah. She is changing it back. Well, what did she lose it for? I was an outcast, a complete and total outcast. I spent a lot of time in the art room, and I went to the prom with a wonderful gay boy from your art class. The pity prom. The pity prom? Did you know a girl named Lena, Lena? She spent a lot of time in art class. She used to be one of my very good friends in high school. And completely lost touch with her after sometime after college, and I could never find her again. But now that you said that, she was always studying art and design. You went to prom with an exchange student from Denmark? Mona. My mom died, and I was kind of miserable. My father had remarried a woman just 12 years older than me. I was angry. I looked weird. Mona, you weren't with the people that used to wear the safety pins? There were 2 people that used to wear safety pins all over. Is that you? No, you're laughing? No, I'm serious. I'm trying to remember. That was high school. There was these 2. They wore safety pins. I think even in their ears, like instead of earrings. Safety pins, like on diapers, yeah. Bridget, well, in their ears and stuff. And then there was this one, she was putting safety pins everywhere. I remember that was high school. Cookie Coin. Cookie Coin? Cookie Coin was my friend. Cookie? You did that too with the safety pins? It wasn't you with the safety pins. Okay, because you said you were weird, so I don't know. I don't know what you mean by weird. Cookie Coin. I have no idea who Cookie Coin is. Did you graduate there? I was kind of scared of the kids with the safety pins. If it was no, it wasn't the 70s. I wasn't in high school in the 70s, but good night there, Sheila. What a resourceful girl. Wearing those wanting to wear those so bad, your mom would not get them for you? Yes, would you please turn off slow-mo before I slow-mo myself over the edge? Okay, let's behave. Let me see. Sharon's going to get mad at me. Okay, there's no more slow chat. It's gone. Oh, because you hate when I turn off slow chat, Sharon. Don't you? You were throwing yourself off a building once, weren't you? Your brother liked the stray cats? Okay. Is this high school reunion chat? Why, yes, Cinia. Good night there, Amber. Good night, all. I can't manage to fit in. Why can't you manage to fit in, Amber? You can fit in. There's plenty of room. Slow chat means there's you can't just keep responding. Like there's a certain, you get used to bring home a lot of stray animals. Oh, Amber, it's not. It's not just you. Everybody loves you, Amber. Don't think that way. You're just being, you know what it probably is? You're just thinking about that, but it's not the truth, though. It's just a warped perception. Mom was not happy? Oh, your mom was not happy? You're invisible? No, you're not, Sandy. How can we see you if you're invisible? I just proved you wrong. You're homesick for the East Coast? So move back. Life's too short to be homesick. This chat is full of love. Now, where's Mona? Mona. Where'd she go? We'll see how this works out. We're not going to be on much longer, but just for Mona. She wasn't. And hopefully Sharon doesn't throw herself off something. Sharon, don't throw yourself off anything. I hope she doesn't throw herself off anywhere. Mona answered above. Oh, I wish people could be color coded. Carolyn, remember the coins of the cookie? Coins, they lived in upper... Oh my gosh. Mona, I'm going to faint right now. Mona, I am going to faint right now. Mona, the coins with the green lights and the schnauzer. Are you kidding me? Mona, they lived 2 houses up from me. She was one of my mother's friends. Do you know people didn't know that the green lights were because she was a Holocaust survivor? I have pictures of, do you know Sandra, the daughter Sandra, used to come up here. She was my sister's good friend. Do you know how freaky it is what she just said? Oh my gosh, I am freaked out. When you were saying coin, I was saying no, it can't. I'm okay. I'm freaked. You know how long Mona's told me that she went to That is so weird. Goodbye, Robbie. Mona, that's crazy. We used to hang out at her house all the time and party because her parents were never home. Now, Cookie has to be older than Sandra. You may know my sister, Mona. Cookie's, wait, okay, hold on a minute. But she didn't have a child my age. Sandra looked younger, but Cookie is younger. How come I have no memory of Cookie and only Sandra? And I thought she had an older sister. Did you know anyone else around there? The Kellers across the street? And the Sujins? That is so weird. Cookie, I'm going to have to ask my sister about this. How much younger than Sandra was Cookie? Cookie traveled a lot. Cookie wasn't her real name. The whole family traveled. Really, I always saw Mrs. Coyne, and she taught my mother so many things. Some things about doing copper effects on the... She always walked her Schnauzer. Schnauzer's name was Pepper. You remember Pepper? My mother always wanted a Schnauzer because of Pepper. I think I used to know her real name, but I can't remember it now. She actually came down to Key West to visit me like 20 years ago. Do you know how much younger she was than Sandra? I know there definitely wasn't a child that was my age. I'm going to have to ask my sister, because my sister was good friends with Sandra. Sandy. 2 years younger? If she was 2 years younger, I think Sandra was, she might have been a year older than my sister. My sister's 7 years older than me. I feel like this is a riddle. If she was 2 years older than Sandra, then she was 6 years older than me. That is so weird. Okay, Mona, I'm gonna have to find out about this Cookie. That's crazy. That's really crazy. She and Mrs. Coyne had the most beautiful... Mr. Coyne had the most... In antiques, I remember sitting... Yes, my mother told me stuff about that. She taught my mother a lot of things. I think she was the one that told my mother she had to invest in paintings, in oil paintings. So my mother went through this thing and was buying oil paintings because of that. I'm pretty sure she's the one that told her. Okay, Chickadee. Well, that was really exciting, Mona. Okay, 1976. Okay. All right. I graduated after you. My sister graduated in, when did my sister graduate? 1980? 1979. I can't even remember. 1976. I wonder if, no, you wouldn't know my older brothers. It's not that crazy, Mona, because you're not going to believe something. I was at the PTA at the high school, and there's this woman, and they write this column in the newspaper, and they said she's from Upper Saddle River. Her parents going here. So one day I said to her, I said, "You're from the same town that I am." And she said to me, "Oh my gosh!" And I said, "Well, I don't know you because I think you're older than I don't. I never would have said it that way. I never would have said it that way." But she didn't know me. And then when I said my last name, she goes, "Oh my gosh, you're Richie's little sister." And I'm like, "You know my brother?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I still see her to this day. It was crazy. So I don't know, Mona. I'm trying to think. I can't even think when my brother was 6 years older than my sister. So he would have been like 74 or something. You might know him. But interesting, very interesting. You'll have to connect with me. After that, I did live in Allendale for a year, and I worked. And you may have seen me here. I worked at the Montville A&P for a year, and then you went to Rutgers for 4 years. Interesting. Yeah, well, we did frequent also the Grand Union. You heard me mention the Grand Union, right? Interesting. Very interesting. You're breaking Cowgirl, and Cowgirl's breaking Jimmy and Carolyn. Don't break them too bad, Cowgirl. Please. Be nice to them. Your father worked, oh, is the Grand Union, your father worked for both companies? It's a very small world. Anyway, Mona, that was fun. Please email me so we can catch up and find out. That is freaky that you were friends with the Coins. I was just talking about her in one of my lives about the green lights. Just so that you guys know this, she was a Holocaust survivor, okay? She has the number on her arm. And outside of her house, she couldn't have floodlights. She couldn't have floodlights because they reminded her, they brought back flashbacks of being in the concentration camps. So she put these green lights out, and they were really green. And then people just thought, like, I'm telling you, people just thought, well, she's eccentric. Like, they didn't have all these colored LEDs that they have now. She likes these green lights. And a lot of people didn't know why. I'd say the majority of people did not know why she had the green lights. Because she didn't say it to many people. But she had the green lights because of the Holocaust. Yeah, Hennessy, but these were in, like, she had lots of spotlights all around. So the whole house would be bathed in this green at night. So, but people didn't know. She had a grim, stern sadness about her. Very elegant. She would walk stiffly and say, "Don't get into my trouble. Don't get into any trouble, Cookie." She always walked her. Do you remember Pepper? Do you remember the dog Pepper? The gray schnauzer? They lived in the white colonial up at the top of the hill. Very well. Pepper, Pepper, Pepper. Yeah. Oh, that is so weird, Mona. That is crazy. That is very crazy. Because we have pictures of Sandra Coyne when she came here and stuff. That is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. You kind of feel nostalgic? You should feel nostalgic, yeah. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. She picks it. I thought maybe she 2 houses up from me. It's absolutely 2 houses up from where I lived on the same street. That is a crazy small world. Yeah, well, oh wow, that is something to and then I know that is absolutely crazy. But wow, Mona, so yeah. All these, yeah, right? I know, it's crazy. When somebody was saying somebody said cookie coin, I'm like, no, because I thought about coin. I'm like, you're not talking about coins. That's crazy. But you're in Florida now. Where are you now, Mona? You're in Florida now, right? Where are you? You're not in New Jersey or New York. I'd say otherwise we have to meet up and. Hey, listen, you can help me try to find her. She went and graduated from Saratoga Springs, and I can find her listed there in some local listings, but I've never been able to find her number. Yeah, I thought my sister, I'll have to ask my sister, Mona, because I thought she caught up with Sandy. I'm going to ask my sister tomorrow. She was a baby and she was removed. The UK did it to protect to protect kids. Hey, Carol Lucy. You stop. I'm sorry, Carol Lucy. Oh my gosh. You should come around earlier. She did come down and visited you about 20 years ago when I was in Key West. Are you still in Florida now, Mona? She looks fabulous. She used to be extravagant and sexy and just sexy. You live right near Saratoga. Oh, yeah, look at Lisa. She lives right near Saratoga. Because they moved, I'm trying to remember when they moved. They moved, I would almost say, not long after 1976. I'm trying to remember who moved in their house. No. They were there for longer than that. They were there longer than that. They didn't move then, no. They were in there through 85, at least. It's 8:30 in Ireland. They removed the kids, changed their name, placed them in remote countryside. After war was over, they brought them back to the families that survived. Wildlife says, my uncle was killed in World War II. The letter my grandmother wrote was so sad. We were all given a copy 12 years ago. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, Carol. Oh no. No, if it was any other night, I would stay and stay and stay, but I have to get sleep or I'm going to have delirium. Nobody wants that. They sound so interesting. Who? The coins? Oh, is Brill? Okay. Go if you're looking for something, go see where Foxybot tries to teach me to defend myself and strangle myself at the same time. All right, Mona, you have my email, right? Carolyn@truecrimechat.org. We need to continue this talk, Mommy and Mona. Yes, Lisa. I think you have my email too. I'll have to find that. That is just so weird. That was the best part, right? No time. Put your hands on your neck. They are on my neck. Put them on your neck. Touch your neck. TOC, TOUCH. I am. Oh, I'm back on. Foxybot was looking at the wrong spot. Oh my gosh. It's weird, Carolyn. I didn't think we would have another connection. You're all tuckered out now? It's weird. Yeah, that was really weird, okay? Because, yeah, when you started mentioning Tice's Farms before in the high school, I'm like, okay, that's weird. But, yeah, that of all people, the coins, oh, that's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, you guys all have a good night. Not the choking again, no. And I will connect with you. Thank you to all of our moderators, and thank you for putting up with the fast chat at the end. We had a few trolls, but you were very good. All right, everyone sleep well. I will talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye. And now at least my mouse is working. Okay.